Hey, welcome back to the Experience Pros with Angel and Eric. Our first guest today is marketing and branding expert, business author, known all around the world as the Visibility Coach. He travels the globe speaking to audiences of business owners and entrepreneurs on how to compete for the customers in what he calls the new normal. In recent months, he's presented to audiences in Singapore, the Philippines, India, Scotland, Barcelona, and more. And so let's say hello to David Avrin. Dave, welcome.
Nice to see you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely.
David is the author of the book, It's Not Who You Know, It's Who Knows You. Is that correct? Did I say that right?
I think you said it right.
I said that right. David, you travel around the globe talking to business owners, business professionals. What are you saying to people that nobody else is saying?
You know what, when it comes to marketing and branding, certainly there's no shortage of articles and books and experts and a lot that we've learned, in so many years. We grew up with understanding brands, right? Brand is sort of the big buzzword, and we grew up understanding brands. It was
always Coca-Cola.
We bought Kellogg's cornflakes and Schwinn bicycles and everything else. And then it started talking about it as it pertains to business ventures and even individuals, personal branding. Apparently we were a brand as well. And it was as if the clouds had parted and the angels were singing. We had discovered this amazing new concept that was going to literally transform how we did business. And then a little time and a little analysis, and we sort of came to recognize it really wasn't anything new at all. It was sort of a catch-all term for everything we've always done, our marketing, our branding, our public relations, and advertising. The problem is what worked in yesteryear. The claims of quality and commitment and caring and trust, and it's really about our people. It doesn't work anymore.
Do we just need a jingle?
You know what?
A jingle might go a long way.
Right. The tactics, there's plenty of tactics. I think the challenge is that everybody's good. For the first time, arguably, in human history, everybody's good.
All right, but I've got a question, because we've met with people who sit there and say that branding is dead. And that, in fact, what you really need is a good long copy, like the keep scrolling sales letter that's 7 pages long.
Yeah, and the problem is, it's a particular tactic. It's in vogue to say something isn't going to work, so we're going to try something else.
Right, especially what I'm selling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And I think there's a broader issue, and the broader issue is a couple of competing forces. One, coming out of very challenging economic times, those who weren't good, those who didn't have cash and formed partnerships and alliances, they didn't survive. So the new normal is a marketplace populated by great companies. And the other one, and here's where really things have changed in business, is the internet.
I was going to say, you got to talk about social media, right?
But it's not just that we have this new tactic, it's that the internet has really served to out companies that underperform. Our tolerance for underperformance in the marketplace has shrunk to zero because a movie could survive for a few weeks that wasn't very good, right? Now, it doesn't survive for 2 days because we find out. I travel extensively, right, as you said. I rent cars from Enterprise. So I come back to Enterprise, they say, welcome back, Mr. Avrin. How was the Camry? It was fine. Do you have a chance to fill it up? No, whatever. And then they grab the receipt and they say the same thing to me every time. Is there anything we could have done to have made this a more outstanding experience? What they're really saying is, please, God, don't go on TripAdvisor and trash us.
Right? Everybody's asking for a review. I mean, I'm at the grocery store. If you'd like to send a review, they want to know, they're begging. Please tell me before you go to social media.
Because it doesn't go away. I think I'm a good dad, but I'm really a terrible dad because I tell my kids this horrible, cynical view. And I say, you know the difference between love and the internet? The internet is forever. And ever. And the stuff doesn't go away.
Did you hear that?
And so you look at the quality has raised significantly because those who don't provide quality are gone. So the old marketing messages, touting we have great quality, we have great service, it doesn't work. We have to dig deeper. We have to look for true competitive advantage. That's what's changed in the marketplace. And so as I travel the world, it's hammering audiences, and I hammer them pretty hard. Now I temper it with a lot of humor. We have a lot of fun, but I just say, just stop. It's not working anymore.
Right.
We got to dig deeper.
And do you find that the audiences are being responsive to that? Are we actually making a shift in the paradigm, Dave?
I think we are to a huge extent because I start off by making it very clear in the books that I write, in the articles, and in my speaking, here's sort of the situation. And then when I talk about some of the behaviors that we kind of tend to follow, they all kind of shift nervously and go, oh my gosh, that's me. That's what I do. And then, of course, we give them great solutions. Here's how to do it differently. Here's how to dig deeper and find true competitive advantage. And the companies that do that, that take a step back and do a deep dive into their business, not just what makes them great and a good choice, but what makes them a better choice than the other great choices, those are the ones that succeed.
All right, so Dave, you've teased us up and said that there is a competitive advantage. You're going to teach us a little bit of that competitive advantage. Are you going to give a couple tips to our audience today?
Sure, but it's different for each business.
All right. We're going to come back to that right after these messages. And when we return, we will have more with David Avrin, the visibility coach. And later in the program, apparently getting organized is not a luxury. It's a necessity. Major Mom is in the house.